Bitcoin has shaven off nearly 10% of its all-time high price currently, and in this video we're going to be discussing how this price action will unfold in the future and what you can look forward to. Stay tuned, we're going to continue right after the intro. Hello and welcome to yet another video from Bloomberg Capital. My name is Patrick, and today we're going to be discussing Bitcoin and the reasons why it has declined and also where it should go next. So let's get into the weeds of this. And this video is going to be primarily a technical video because we're not going to be discussing fundamentals here too much. Because let's be frank, there is no really big reason why Bitcoin has gone down in this recent price action, because mostly, and this is what we analyzed from the volume flows, is that it was simply traders taking profits at levels that they deemed were good enough to take profits. Some of them may be in profits because they were buying low here and selling the range high as it was also selling off here. So it makes sense that price would decline here a little bit, but it's only the small guys that are currently shorting into this or even taking profits. So fundamentally speaking, there's not really a big concern why price should decline. I highly encourage you, however, to watch our last video about Bitcoin that we recorded 2 months ago, because it really shows you a couple of things, fundamentally speaking, that you can look forward to and why price should rise even more from here. Link for that is on the upper right hand corner of this video. Just check it out and let's continue with the technical review. So here we have tried to form a new all-time high and have now come back to exactly the level that we wanted to see retested. And let me explain that to you why that is so important. So when Bitcoin tried to perform its all-time new high here in December of 2024, it got a very big reaction right here, right? So let's take a horizontal line from this point and just push it forward into the future like this. You can see now that price attempted to break out from here but failed, right? Then it tried again and more sellers emerged and it couldn't really hold itself above here and it just tried to go lower. Here we then also formed a new interim low, which also told us that you could be in for a bigger correction in Bitcoin, and this is when we warned about bigger downtrend coming. We then attempted a new high, but again this level that is very important from here could not really be sustained and we fell down again, consolidated a little bit more and could then prove this level as resistance, which led to our downtrend right there. This is when we also said, yeah, this is going to be a downtrend, but we still want to look for buys because fundamentally speaking, Bitcoin was really in a very attractive zone to get long again, especially around here. That's why I also encourage you to watch our last video, because this is exactly what we've been telling, because price has been rising to range highs now. So this formed a big range. Let's just make a horizontal line here. We have now broken out of this big range and formed another new all-time high from where price has declined so far. But I want you to notice this. We have tried again to form this level as support and prove that it is support. From there, it attempted a new high that could be achieved, and this profit taking is on the merit of smaller traders that assumed that price would break down again in a very similar fashion as here, but price isn't really doing that. Okay, look how much time already has passed and we haven't really formed new lows over here similarly to here. This was much more aggressive to the downside. This isn't. This is very muted. This is only small people selling out, fearing that the small profit they made is going to run out again. So in that sense, in my opinion, we are just getting ready to go even higher from here. And what I want you to notice now is this level. We found support here. We tried to aggressively break down, but then we formed a V-shaped recovery that basically reclaimed this level again. So the selling attempt by those small traders was failing by quite a bit, and by a huge margin, and that's why we believe that this level is gonna be support, where this downtrend, locally speaking, only needs to be broken before price can rise even further. So let's review the short-term price action. Here we are in a local downtrend, and you can see that it's going to be probably a little bit of wood to be chopped here with the diagonal lines over here. So I would expect that we trade a little bit higher. We form another consolidation that goes sideways. It could be a pennant formation because this is what we're currently seeing from the horizontal mixed in with the diagonal over here, where buyers can step in again and buy with good risk reward because the stop loss level would be here. So I would expect more buyers to step in here because they were ready to step in right at these levels here again and support the price. So in that sense, Bitcoin also tells us, if I zoom out again, that here people were not ready for higher highs and the liquidity ran really thin. Then Bitcoin searched for new buyers that would support the price at a higher level. And this is exactly what we're seeing at the moment. So I would assume more of the same, exactly that buyers are supporting that price. So how do we go about this? What would be the actionable plan here? I would only watch for a higher low now to see if that forms. And if that is the case, the next breakout candle that is a little bit stronger than these downtrend candles that are going to form here is going to be the actionable signal for higher highs. Now, you might ask, where could price go? Primarily, this depends on liquidity. And just imagine this, I'm zooming in here. If we get a V-shaped recovery, price can be in a local downtrend if liquidity is really low. And currently that is the case. Well, liquidity is actually tapering off, as you can see here. And from there, price is really in an unnerving structure for traders before it breaks out. But if liquidity is sufficient, we should only get a sideways consolidation before it breaks out again. So depending on the amounts of liquidity that is currently coming in, we should see either this or this formation before price can continue. The next target would be this high, of course, and then from there we might form another consolidation that unnerves a little bit people. That depends on how many new sellers emerge as weekends at the highs, and then we can break out. So depending on that, on how much selling occurs here, we're either going to get a sideways formation here as well, or we're just going to bust through that, depending on how many sellers are there. Currently, it's only the small guys who are selling out. In that sense, I would expect it either to bust through or just form an unnerving structure here that just goes more sideways before it really rips to the upside. Now, where can it rip? Well, let's take the range. And I would simply say a measured move to the upside to approximately 130,000 would be merited nicely. It could also go to 140, and then we see again with another video update. If you like such videos and educational content, go ahead and come to our Discord. It's currently free. I always drop daily golden nuggets there. And if we can convince you to subscribe to our premium group, simply get in touch with us there as well. We have over 180 stocks and Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoin updates that we update 3 times on a daily. So you really want to check that out. And yeah, hopefully we see us there. Until next time, goodbye.